Next, we can do another activity. In this activity, we will take a container or round, which is in the form of a round bottom flask or any other, which can put some water. Here we will make this arrangement, that is, we will put the bottom flask at the top of the flame, and in order to see it clearly, we have to put potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask using a straw without disturbing the water. At first, this flame will hit the potassium permanganate, and when the flame hit the water, that is the bottom, it will rises up. Hot water rises up, we can clearly see the potassium permanganate going upward. So in order to fill the bottom area, the cold water from the sides will come at the bottom, that is on the top of the flame again, and the water will become hot again and it will rises up. Thus, this cycle continues till the whole water will become hot. So in this process, the heat is transferred by a mode of heat transfer known as convection. Let's see another activity. In this activity, we will keep a burning candle flame, and we will place our one of the hand on the top of the flame and the another hand on the side of the flame. When we kept like this, the hand which is just above the flame will become hotter as compared to the hand which is kept on the side of the flame. Here also the same thing happened, that is the air just above the flame gets transferred the heat from the flame by the mode of transfer of heat known as the convection. That's why the hand which is above the flame becomes hot, but the convection does not done on the sidewise. That's why it is not hot as much as the hand which is above the flame. Let's see some phenomenon which faced by the people living in coastal areas. During the daytime, the land gets heated faster than the water. The air over the land becomes hotter and rises up. The cooler air from the sea rushes in towards the land to take its place. The warm air from the land which rises up moves towards the sea to complete the cycle. The cool air from the sea that flows towards the land is called the sea breeze. And in the night time, it is the reverse process of the sea breeze. That is, the water cools down more slowly than the land. So the cool air from the land moves towards the sea, since the warm air above the sea rises up. In order to fill that space, the cool air from the land rushes towards the sea. So the cool air from the land moving towards the sea is called land breeze. There is another mode of transfer of heat known as radiation. In this mode of transfer of heat, there is no require of medium. That is, whether there is medium or not, it is not necessary to transfer the heat in the mode of radiation. Say for example, the heat of the sun reaches the earth by a mode of transfer which is known as this radiation. Since the earth has an atmosphere up to some height, and after that there is no medium between this sun and the uppermost earth's atmosphere. Negligible amount of air is here, that is, we can say that there is no medium, but the sun's heat reaches the earth's surface through the mode of transfer of heat known as radiation. We can do another activity. In this activity, we will take a same container, that is the same size and shape of container. One container will be painted as black and another will be painted as white. And we will put the same amount of water and we will heat under a flame of similar flame. In this case, when we measure the temperature of these different water that contain in different container, the water that contain in the container which is painted as black will be hotter as compared to the water that contain in the container which is painted as black. And after some time, when we remove the flame also, and when we kept for some time, the water which is inside the black container will still be hotter as compared to the water which is inside the white container. So from this activity we can conclude that any objects which is black in color absorbs more heat, and the object which is white in color absorbs less heat and reflects most of the heat. So during the summer season, that is during the time of hot weather, we prefer, that is, we are more comfortable to wear white or light colored clothes. And during the winter season, we prefer dark colored cloths, which may be a black in color. So during the summer season, which that is when the temperature is hot, we want to feel cold. So when we wear the white or light colored clothes, most of the heat reflects back again from the white cloths. That's why we are not feeling warmer. But during the winter season, when we are very cold, we want to become warmer. When we wear the dark colored clothes like black color, most of the heat will be absorbed, trapped by the clothes, so we feel warmer. And during the winter, we feel warm when we wear the woolen cloths. We feel warm when we wear the woolen cloths because the woolen substance, that is the woolen cloth, is the poor conductor of heat, and there are many air trapped in between the wool fiber, in between wool fibers, and this air is also a poor conductor of heat, so the heat from the body will not transfer to the surrounding, since the woolen cloths, that is the wool fiber, are poor conductor of heat, as well as the air are the poor conductor of heat. So we feel warm when we wear woolen cloths during winter season. So during winter season, when we use a blanket, instead of using one thick blanket, we can use two thin blankets joined together. Since there will be many airs trapped in between these two thin blankets, since the air is the poor conductor of heat, the heat from our body will not transfer to the surrounding. So instead of using one thick blanket, we can use two thin blankets joined together. This will be more warmer as compared to one thick blanket. Let's see what we have learned in this chapter. Our sense of touch is not always a reliable guide to the degree of hotness of an object. Temperature is a measure of the degree of hotness of an object. Thermometer is a device used for measuring temperature. Clinical thermometer is used to measure our body temperature. The range of this thermometer is from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. For other purposes, we use the laboratory thermometers. The range of these thermometers is usually from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. The normal temperature of the human body is 37 degrees Celsius. The heat flows from a body at a higher temperature to a body at a lower temperature. There are three ways in which heat can flow from one object to another. These are conduction, convection, and radiation. In solids, generally the heat is transferred by conduction. In liquids and gases, the heat is transferred by convection. No medium is required for transfer of heat by radiation. The materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are conductors of heat. The materials which do not allow heat to pass through them easily are called insulators. Dark colored objects absorb more heat than the light colored objects. That is the reason we feel more comfortable in light colored clothes in the summer. Woolen clothes keep us warm during winter. It is so because wool is a poor conductor of heat and it has air trapped in between the fibers. Here it comes the end of the chapter number 4, heat. Thank you all.